Welcome back to another volume profile tutorial. This time we are talking all about the special and widely known periodic volume profile, which you can find right here in your indicators, metrics, and strategies menu. And once you select this tool and head to your chart, you are going to see something fundamentally different than all of the other volume profiles that you have noticed on TradingView. And that is the simple fact that in this example, you are getting a volume profile for every single period on this chart. What do I mean by that? Well, this is a daily chart of Apple, and each candlestick represents a day of trading. And notice that there is quite literally a volume profile on every daily candlestick. This is a very effective way to see which price levels had the most trading volume for every single day or period that you're observing on the chart. This is quite powerful, and to really illustrate what's possible here with this periodic volume profile, one special tool that this tool comes with is the ability for you to extend your points of control all the way across the chart, even your value areas or value area highs and value area lows. So I've just extended the point of control. And now check this out. We've got these lines showing us the area on each day that attracted the most volume. So I know this white line is the point of control, point of control, point of control. Now, if I wanted to, I can actually start to use these points of controls as support and resistance. The choice is ultimately ours. Now, I should back up here before I go any deeper and just remind you, this is our TradingView tutorial series about volume profiles. As always, I am your host, Steph. We are currently recording from New York City, and the whole point of these videos is to help you get better at markets and the TradingView platform. Now, I'm going to take a step back here, and I'm actually going to remove the point of control being extended across the right, and just remind you that when you are interested in getting started with volume profiles, it's important for you to remember that you have many different settings and capabilities to create these volume profiles with. If you've watched the other videos that I have recorded and that I've helped you with, I walk you through all of these volume profile tools, which can be found in your indicators, metrics, and strategies menu. Then clicking technicals, and instead of clicking indicators, instead of clicking strategies, click profiles. This is the area where you can find all of the volume or just general profile tools. We are currently focusing on periodic volume profile. And always remember, if you click this tooltip, you'll open up our help center with a live video walkthrough. You have multiple ways to learn now. So now that we've got our periodic volume profile selected, we now have volume profiles for each period. Let us just remind you that, let's say we went to a weekly chart. Well, check this out. Our periodic volume profile, PVP, right up here, is now being calculated for each weekly chart. So this is ridiculously powerful if you are looking to get a volume profile on the time interval of your choice. So if you're a short-term trader, go to an hourly chart. Every candle now has its very own volume profile. You can use this to assess levels every single hour because we're on an hourly chart. Let's go back to the standard daily chart, zoom in a little here, and really walk you through some more features. So if we double click on this volume profile, as always, we have inputs, style, and visibility. As you know, visibility just is essentially you deciding which time interval you want to see this tool on. But for now, let's start with inputs because the periodic volume profile has some really unique inputs that other volume profiles don't have. So as you can see here, period is set to 1, and then we have bar selected. Well, keep in mind that we're on a daily chart. In that instance, each bar here represents a day. So we have a bar here at each day, and we have volume profiles at each day. But we can customize this as well to our need. So for example, if we did period 1 and then week, now waited a second, what we've just done is turned this periodic volume profile into a daily chart. Candle, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day, but with a weekly volume profile now perfectly set up and situated within each trading week. Now I am looking at stocks, Apple, They're open 5 days a week. So check this out. One candle, I'm on a daily chart, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. This is 1 week of trading. And here is the volume profile if I zoom in for this week. Look at the volume bars right here. This is a fantastic feature for you to really zoom out or to look at specific bunches that you want to analyze with a volume profile in mind. Now, in this example, I'm doing 1 week, but check this out. I could go to 1 month and click OK as well. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have got a periodic volume profile on this chart of Apple showing me the volume profile for every single month of trading. I can zoom in or out as needed. This is just wonderful to see the specific levels over these repeating time intervals. So really powerful stuff. And the best part about this is I'm looking at a daily chart, but seeing the monthly price action before my eyes. So by now you're probably really seeing the power of this tool and how it can be created and shown depending on your trading or investing strategy. Now I'm going to double click again, and I'm just going to go back to a week on this daily chart. But recall, I could go to minutes or hours or go back to the bar. The choice is mine. And I just want to walk you through the basics here. Now, it's very important to know that if you've watched our volume profile series before, you know all of these tools, including how the volume is shown, the value area, the number of rows or ticks per row, the row size. Just showed you how to extend the POC or value area high or low. You also already know how to customize these styles as well. But because you might be watching this video for the very first time, I want to make sure I cover these tools so that you know how they work for this volume profile, even despite the fact they're pretty similar to the other volume profile tools. All of our videos are going to help you. So if I double click here, you'll see it says volume total. Well, recall that these are the volume bars that tell you how much trading volume occurred at each price. So we can see this white line, point of control, going through this volume bar. That's about $246 a share. We can hover our mouse over that to see just how much volume was occurring there. If we wanted to see up and down volume, well, we could do just that. Now there's two separate colors. One color is showing us the up volume, what trading occurred when price was going up, and down volume, the trading occurred that when price was going down, neatly shown here. You also naturally get to define your value area. Think about this as a percentage. 70% of all the trading volume is occurring in my value area. That is the area where it is really darkly colored. Everything else is lightly colored. So if I wanted to zoom in to just 15% of my value area, where did 15% of all the trading volume occurred? You can see here it's changed like that. If I wanted to see all the trading volume as the same color, show me 100%, I can just type in 100. If we zoom out, it's all just this brightly colored volume profile. Rows layout is all about how neat or granular you want your rows to be. I have it by default as number of rows, row size 24. That means if you count each of these volume profiles, it is being broken down into 24 different rows. I could change that though to 10 if I wanted to. And naturally, that's just going to make the rows larger. The start and end of each row is now wider because we're fitting in 10 rows, which is less. If we wanted to get really granular, we could perhaps go to ticks per row. We could have this be 10. Now look at this. We're seeing 10 ticks, meaning the actual trades being executed, all lumped into these specific volume profile visuals. Choice is ultimately ours, but let's just stick to, how about, because actually we could do something really unique here. Let's go to a monthly volume profile, which means we're looking at the month for each trading session of Apple. So we've got it broken down by months. We're going to double click here. And what we're going to do is actually now type in 30 because that's kind of the average day in a month. So now we're kind of keeping this tool consistent. We have a monthly volume profile being shown to us periodically on repeat. And we have 30 volume profile bars shown to us as well because the average days in a month is about 30. Now, we're not going to extend our point of controls to the right or our value areas or at all. Instead, we're going to go to the style, and I'm going to walk you through what it means to set up your own custom periodic volume profile. Now, as always, you can choose to see your volume profile as needed. And what's really important is looking at the values listed on your specific volume profile. So you can see here that if we really zoom in, let's really get to this zoom in here. It's quite difficult when you have so much data being shown. And in fact, what we're going to have to do, sadly, is shrink this number a little bit to make it fit our screen that much better. So let's see here, row size 15. There we are. Now what you'll see here is we've got some numbers here being shown to us, and that is the up volume and down volume literally being demonstrated to us. In addition, we can change the color, or we can decide to hide those values entirely. We've also got width or percentage of the box, which is set to 30. But if we wanted to really make this something massive that covers the entire box, well, we could do that. Now it's going to cover the entire month. If we think that's just too noisy and we just want to see some numbers in the background, let's go to 10%. Now, by percentage of the box for the periodic volume profile, this is quite important. That is literally talking about the shaded area here because it's a month. See what's shaded? That's the volume profile that you're analyzing. If I were to shade this in, that's what it's analyzing. Now, I have it set to about 10%, but you can imagine if it's set to 30%, it's going to take up 30% of that box that I just shaded. Your up volume, your down volume, your value area up, your value area down is how you can totally customize the color, look, and feel of your volume profiles. If you go to inputs here and go to total, so we don't look at up volume or down volume any further, well, that is your time to essentially just assign one color to these specific volume profile bars, and you're going to find that in the value area up. But if we go back here, and instead of go to total, go to up down, well, now we can change the colors of the value area. Remember, the value area is right here, currently set to 100, but let's go to 90. And then, of course, the areas that fall outside of the value area. So you can see there's actually two different colors here now. Do you see that? That's because this section falls outside of my defined value area, whereas this section is right inside of it. I have the power to specifically pick the color I want for these specific tools. Your value area high and value area low are the value areas of these two regions. Point of control is where the most volume is occurring and where that trading action is happening. This white line here tells us exactly that this bar here has the most trading volume, about $243 per share. And the value area highs and lows are, after all, the areas that fall outside of our value area that we want to see. So hopefully this is all starting to really make sense and demonstrate what's possible. Developing point of control, you can watch the point of control develop over time. Developing value area, you can watch the value area develop over time. So this is the periodic volume profile. By now, you fully understand how to customize this tool, build this tool, and apply this tool to your chart. You also now have the most powerful capability about this tool in mind, which is setting a specific period on the chart that you are analyzing, especially if you are a swing trader, a long-term trader, or if you want to zoom in even further and see it on a shorter time frame, but then bunched up by maybe a larger time frame, you can do that. In some ways, this is a very advanced form of multi-time frame analysis, combining volume profiles into your multi-time frame analysis. So we hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Let us know if you have any questions or comments, and please do write us your feedback or let us know if you want other questions answered. You now have specific guidance, video walkthroughs, and educational explainers for all of the volume profiles available to you. Go get started with these tools and dive right in. Thanks for watching.